Serena famously talked about the baby that was still kicking and screaming in the Planned Parenthood videos, and then they, tore its limbs off. None of that was true. That wasn't in the videos. The part she was alluding to was not from Planned Parenthood, and the baby didn't do that, and it wasn't a baby. So every part of that story was a lie, right?
But she never said it was screaming. It was kicking, though. You actually see the video was kicking. And it's your opinion it's not a baby. But most people will looking at it will call it a baby. In fact, here's a fun drinking game. Take a shot every time pro fetuciders themselves call a fetus a baby, and then, oh wait, it's not a baby. But the term she used was fetus. A fully formed fetus, his heart beating, his legs kicking. She never said it was screaming though, but she said use the term fetus. You should agree on that. Every part of your video is a lie.
It was proven to be a lie. Now, Michael Sherwood and two other participants, Fiorina, made at least $83,000 serving on the board of directors of Merck, which is a giant pharmaceutical company, and they produce vaccines using fetal stem cell lines.
Amazing.
See, Young Turks lie so much. I looked it up, and it's not fetal stem cells. It's embryonic stem cells. Both you, a lot of you, and a lot of anti-fetus like people would agree. Well, at least if they look at it, it looks like a baby. Embryonic. Even then, just show the actual video. In fact.
Thank you. Carla, you have the next question.
Irina, you're pro-life, and you have said you would vote to overturn Roe v. Wade if given the opportunity, and you believe that life begins at conception. Does that mean you would also seek to deny funding to institutions which are engaged in embryonic stem cell research?
Well, I am pro-life. I am pro-life because of my personal experiences. My husband's mother was told to abort him. She did not. Her health was threatened as a result. She lived a ripe old age to 98, and my husband obviously is the rock of my life. I recognize that not everyone agrees with me on this, and I recognize as well that the most important issue right now in this election is the creation of jobs and getting our government under control. But with regard to your very specific question, I am comfortable with federal funding for adult stem cell research, which shows more promise according to many scientists. And I've also been very clear in saying that if embryos were going to be destroyed in any event, that I have no trouble with research. It is when embryos are produced for the purposes of destruction, for the purposes of stem cell research, that I have a great deal of difficulty. And I think the judge's ruling that recently came out basically suggested that we don't have clear enough guidelines about whether embryos are being produced for destruction. Senator Boxer voted against a ban on human cloning, so we know where she stands on this issue. Her positions on these issues are extreme. She has said that she thinks a baby has rights until it leaves the hospital. So I think the judge has said we need to have some clarity about these rules to ensure that embryos are not being destroyed.
Okay, a lot of the stuff I wouldn't agree with, but she said if embryos are going to be destroyed for any purpose, any event, I should say, if they're going to be destroyed in any event, from research. Now, fetuses are more developed than embryos. Keep that in mind. That's probably why you're so hard against ultrasound. They show the difference. In fact, you should be for them. They might, if anything, they would help. Majority of fetus abortions happen before it's a fetus, before it looks or acts like a baby. So if anything, it would help women feel more comfortable. But it is exactly what you said. Embryonic stem cells, not fetal stem cells. So your part of your video is a lie. Although her campaign is over, I just want you Turks to know you now have a watchdog on your ass.